Hello friends, and welcome to the channel. This is Stormhaven Gaming, I'm John, and this is Satisfactory. Now, this is my third attempt to record this episode. I've had some technical problems, but it does mean there's been a bit of progress in the world. So, we're up here at the end of the roadway, or the junction by the hub at least. I have done a little bit of extension. So down here, which is just above our train station for our storage area, we have ourselves a little truck stop. And out the back here, we've got this connected up to drop down anything it brings in. It's set to unload. So anything it brings in will come down, drop down onto that conveyor line there, into that merger, and then into the storage. As you can see, we have added fuel to the goods that are being brought in. So we've got our plastic and our rubber coming in from the oil field down that end. But we also have fuel coming in, and that, if we drop down onto the train line itself, is coming in here. So up where we're producing our packaged fuel, I've put in a train station there to load up packaged fuel and bring it all the way down into here. And as you can see, we have signals set up. So we've got signals around the station there, we've got signals on this junction, we've got signals on that junction over there. So the train from here will come in, join up, come into the station, and then come out, loop back round, and head off back that way, all on the same line. Obviously, that line down there is set up with an incoming and an outgoing track. That's what we've done here. I'll tell you what I'll do. Let's give it a few minutes, and we'll wait for the train to come in, and I'll show you what I've done at the other end. Okay, here we go. This is our fuel line. So we're going to swing around the space elevator, around this loop here. Oops, I've just punched my microphone. I do apologise. And we'll swing back out, and it basically, the track basically follows the road most of the way up. So we'll follow that up, and I'll show you any details of interest along the way. Okay, so here we are coming up to the coal generator. We've got our computer production line down there, and you'll see there's a station tucked in there as well. We'll come back and have a look at that shortly. But this is where we sort of diverge from the road a little bit. So the road carries on straight and goes around that edge and loops around this big nodule of stone here. The train line just loops around over the, I think they're impure oil nodes, just up here on this plateau. I think these two are impure nodes, so these ones we haven't touched yet, but now we've got a train line going right overhead, we probably can. And at this end, as you can see, I've just got, come through the trees, I just got a little loop of track around the station. There we go, like that. Right, so this will load up with a little bit of packaged fuel. I've just got it coming off a splitter there. We won't load up with a huge amount because we're not producing a huge amount, and some of it's going into the truck stops there to be delivered. Whoops. To be delivered to other places and to refuel the truck lines that come through here. But I'll zip down about halfway back to where the computer line is. Right, here we are. That is our manufacturer that is producing computers for us. As you can see, we've got a splitter on the line that's bringing in circuit boards. And that is sending the overflow up this line here. We've also got, I am standing on, the conveyor lift that is bringing computers up from our manufacturer here into our train station. And our train has just arrived. That's useful. So we'll jump in here and we'll follow this track round once we get loaded up with the parts we need. This is a... Well, where we're going, there's a bit of a stopgap in operation for the moment. I need to figure out something else to do with some of the parts that we're delivering. So we'll talk about that when we get there. But this just is a straight back and forth line to a drop-off station. As you can see, there is also a loop here into that station there. So we come down alongside the track here, cross over with signals, and we come into this station here. And you can see we've got a bit of a figure of 8 situation going on. Let's hop out, because we have 2 lines bringing parts in, one from over there and the one that we just rode in on from over there. This one's bringing in computers and circuit boards. This one, the one that's just leaving the station all the way over there, that one is bringing in automated wiring and these things, these heavy modular frames. And they're all being fed into this manufacturer to make adaptive control units. I've got this jacked right up because obviously we're getting a lot more of some parts than others, specifically circuit boards, and we don't want to sort of fill up the station with parts. So I've got overflows set up on both feeds into an awesome sink here, in which we currently have 72 coupons. Yeah, because we're dumping quite a lot into here. But anyway, the other train is in by the looks of it. So let's jump in this and we'll follow this back to the other end. Oh, here we go. So we follow the loop around and head off into this station over here. So this is where we're producing all sorts of stuff like the automated wiring, heavy modular frames, a couple of other things as well, but I can't remember off the top of my head. But it's also right by our steel plant over there. Over there. So yeah, this is where we're producing all of this stuff. What are we producing here? Motors. We're producing motors here as well. Not a lot of movement because obviously we're taking a lot of stuff out. This should be producing. It is, but it's slow, so we're only getting a few of those now. But that's fine. We only need 100 of those adaptive control units. Yeah, so that's pretty much the rail changes that have gone in, I think. Yeah, that's the rail changes. Okay, so let's head back down towards the hub, and I'm going to have to walk because I've left my Explorer down that end. Okay, here we are back down at the other end. This is our unloading station here. Now, this is in because, as you can see here, I've built us a truck. It's just sitting there doing nothing for the moment, but that's fine. And that's going to come along here, and you might be able to spot a bit of extra building work that's gone on. So all of this is new as well. And this is to replace the absolute mess we've got around our hub, essentially. So we've got ourselves a truck stop here to load. We'll start over here. We'll drop down to our logistics floor. Oh, no, this is our logistics floor. I thought we came in on the upper level. Oh, well, never mind. So, down there, we've got ourselves a concrete foundation that runs through what we've already built there for the moment, just to show us where it needs to go. I've replaced all of these with Mark II miners, all of the 4 miners we've got on our iron nodes down here. They've already been replaced with Mark II miners. So they are going to eventually feed up through these conveyor lifts here. And each one is being split over 4 extra conveyor lifts, which go up into smelters. So we have a bank of, I think, 16 smelters here to deal with the 4 Mark II iron miners that we've got. So some of them feed out into these constructors, or they feed back down into the logistics floor, across and up into these constructors, which are set up to make iron plates. So basically half of them are feeding directly into constructors to make iron plates. The others go down and are connected up through these two conveyor lifts here that lead up to the next floor. And we have ourselves a little half-constructed stairwell here that loops up to the next floor here, which is slightly less tidy because I forgot to put in a logistics floor for this one. Thank you, autosave. Anytime you're ready. Thank you. Yeah, it was, at this point, I'd already tried recording once and it failed. I was on my second time of recording and it was about 3 o'clock in the morning and I wasn't thinking as straight as I could have been. So for the moment, we don't have a logistics floor here. But we have ourselves an additional bunch of constructors, all of which are set up to make iron rods. So they feed up here and feed out into this conveyor lift that drops it down onto these, onto that top conveyor line there. The iron plates all feed out on this line here. We have a pair of smart splitters, which sends the iron rods this way, the iron plates go that way, and we've got it set to overflow into the truck stop there. So any additional iron rods or iron plates we produce are going to be fed straight into there and transported into storage. So over here, the iron rods come in and are split over all of these conveyor lifts here and these two conveyor lifts at the other end. So these lead up to this floor where we have a bunch of constructors turning them into screws, as you can see. So some of those screws go up to the next floor there. Where we have some assemblers turning them into reinforced iron plates. Those reinforced iron plates are connected up with the iron rods that are coming in to make modular frames. And we also have space here because I also need to put in construction for smart plating, which I think needs screws and reinforced plates. Oh no, rotors and reinforced plates. So we need rotors as well. That's right. Yeah. We need to produce rotors as well. So, that's where we've got to here. None of this is powered. None of this is connected up. None of this is even connected to the miners yet. That's all still running through the mess we've got down here for the moment. Yeah. So we need rotors and smart plating to be set up. So rotors require iron rods and screws, both of which we have. So let me go back up. Oh, let me try and get onto my stairwell. There we are. We'll head up. So we have screws coming out here and they are being sent up that way. So screws are going there. That's fine. And we have iron rods coming up here. Okay, so we could connect up straight into that, can't we? We can stick an assembler in and connect it up to the screws and the iron rods there to produce rotors. Yeah, alright, let me do that. Okay, that's easy enough, although we are looking a little bit crowded around here again now. So we've got the screws coming in here, we've got the iron rods coming in there, and that should be making rotors. Okay, now, what did we need for smart plating again? Plates and rotors. Right. So we've got plates coming out here. We could drop it down underneath, couldn't we? Or we could bring it up over. Or straight up. Probably better to go up. Right, let's go up. I don't have any iron plates. Of course I don't. I'll be right back. Okay, there we go. That's the assembler for our smart plating setup as well. Right, I'm not going to do anything more with this for the moment. What I want to do is start bringing more stuff into storage from a bit further away. So ideally, I'd want to start bringing in things like the steel pipes and the steel beams from up here and bring them in to our rail line somewhere. Let's go and have a look. Where is the best place to connect that up? I suspect it's probably going to be there. Connect it up to those double lines there and bring it up that way. Yeah, that's probably best. Okay, so I will start laying that in, I think. I'm probably going to need a bunch more resources. Yeah, I'm aiming over there, so if I want to come around the left-hand side of that nodule there, I'm going to come in fairly close to our reinforced iron plate manufacturing line there. Okay, let's go. Let's start laying out the direction we want to be going in. And see how far across we want to come. That's probably okay. Like that. Yeah, alright, I'll start laying this in and then I'll be back. So, this is the new track. Up here to the steel production area. I've given us 3 loading platforms. He says, just checking that they are set to load. They are. Excellent stuff. Okay. I've put a train on there just to make sure that this block is occupied, so that if there's any problems with the signalling that I've put in, that should let us know. But that train is moving, so I'm assuming there's no problems. I've played on for a little bit, obviously, whilst setting this out and doing some other bits and pieces. I've taken out the awesome sink up where the adaptive control units are being produced and put in storage up there, so we're not just throwing resources away that we might need later. I'll probably put an overflow on them, so once the storage is full, what's left can go into storage. Okay, so this is the signalling that I've got here. Again, I just threw signals at it until it started working, basically. So this is our outgoing line. So it should come out on this track here. The one going down to the fuel line will go down there. The one going out to the steel line will come out onto this track and head out that way, loop round, come back in this way. Yeah, I think I've got it all set up, and I think I've got the signal set up right, he says. Just block occupied. Okay. We have a train coming through here. Let's see what happens to these signals then. Okay, so that one has changed. this one hasn't, because this block is indeed occupied with the train that I put on there. That makes sense. Okay. Sure. Right, let's test this out then by just setting this spare train up. We won't run anything in it. We'll run it empty just to make sure that it can get through without snarling up the whole system. Okay, here we are on board the train then. Let's set up the timetable. We want to go from... well, I need to rename this one, but Breda C for the moment, and we're going to Central Storage. And are you going to work? Okay, you're stopping here to load up. That's good. And we're setting off. Right. In theory, this should get at least all the way to the junction without any problems. But it's whether it will be able to get all the way through into the station that I'm not 100% on at the moment. Okay then, here's the test. Oh, thank you, autosave. Your timing, as ever, is impeccable. Okay, looks like the plastic and steel train, the plastic and rubber train is actually in this section of track, but we are moving. Looks like it might actually be in the stations. That's okay. So all of this we know already works. And it should stop any second now. There we go. And unload. Right, that seems to work. I'm going to tentatively say that's working. We'll give it a second to unload. There we go. Now let's see if we can get back out of here without causing any problems. Seems to go the right way. And all the signals seem to be triggering. Okay, I think we might have got this working. Let's make sure it goes the right way. Go on, change the signal. There we go. And he got through. By Jove, I might have cracked it. Okay, the next thing to do then is to connect up the station at the other end with the resources that we want to bring in. I'm thinking steel beams, steel pipes, and encased industrial beams, because that's what we're producing right next to the station here. So let me go ahead and do that, and I'll be right back. Well, here we are in storage, and our first load of pipes, beams, and encased industrial beams are on their way in. I have set up the smart splitters down here to feed them into storage. So that all looks like it's working. Isn't that nice? I'm shocked and surprised, honestly. But it's working, so we can't really complain about that. Right. Okay, that's that bit done. I think we're going to call it a little bit early on this episode. Obviously, it's considerably earlier than we would normally call it, but as I say, this is the third attempt at recording this episode. And I think we've got quite a lot done, even if it doesn't necessarily feel like it. One thing I will do before we end, I will... Now, where on earth did I leave my Explorer? It's down here. Let me go and grab that. And I'll go and see how we're doing with these encased, with these adaptive control units. See if we've got enough of those produced yet. Okay then, here we are at the space elevator because we have ourselves the adaptive control units we need. Now we just need to worry about those modular engines. I don't have enough on me to build what I need to check. Let's have a look. We need motors, we need rubber, and we need smart plating. Okay. Okay. That's not terrible. We need 2 smart plating for everyone. So we need 1,000 smart plating, which we probably already have in storage, honestly. We definitely have the rubber. We definitely have the motors. Okay, that shouldn't be too much of a problem. Right, smart plating we're producing over there for the moment, but we do have it set up to produce over there as well. Rubber, obviously, we're producing down there, but bringing into storage up here. And motors we're producing over at the steel end. Okay. We'll have to figure out the best way to connect all those resources up. Whether it's best to bring them all into storage here and feed off from this area, or somewhere else. We'll have to think about that. But we will leave it there for this episode. We have made progress, even if it should have been, 3 episodes. Let me know what you think down below in the comments. Please do give us a like and a subscribe. It really does help the channel out. And please join us next time. Until then, I've been John. This has been Satisfactory. Please do take care of yourselves, stay safe, and bye-bye.